If you really want to up your quality of work that you're putting out, the finish is what makes or break it. So you're going to need some good sanders. I hear people always talking about how they hate sanding. Well, I don't hate sanding because I have a good sander. However, my current sander is a 6-inch orbital sander, and there are many things that it can't do, which is where this comes in. I've been wanting one of these for quite a while now. I just could not afford them. So let's go ahead and get you in close and take a look at this, and I'll show you what it is and what it can do. Now, there's two main times that these sanders are just a must. Now, first off, this is a 3mm stroke. So this is a finish sander, a fine, whereas, your primary sander is going to be like a 5mm. And with a orbital sander, as they come around, one, it spins. And by that spinning like it does, I find that I get this line. And then, all your round pads, they always come up over the edge. Well, I've been using this Cubitron. I'll put a link to the Cubitron also down in there, but it is perfectly sized just for this pad. So when I come up in here, I don't have the sandpaper coming up the edge, giving that line, and I can sand right up to that edge. Being that it's a 3mm stroke, it goes up to 10,000 RPMs. It will take that off and give you a perfect finish. The second time that you really need this is whenever you're coming up into a corner like this. Anytime you come up into that corner, you're going to have all this space that you can't get to. Whereas with a square sander, that you can get right up in there. Now, we're talking these are professional grade. It's going to come, the sandpaper will not mar up your edge right here. And you can get an interface pad. I've got some here, and you can put these interface pads on the bottom of them, and they just stick on like that. You put your sandpaper on, and now you can come around here and get your trim work. It's just, night and day having one of these. This is a finish sander, so there's no substitute to having your main orbital sander. But with your orbital sander and one of these, you can pretty much sand anything. All right, guys. So I really love this little sander. This is my number 2 sander. Everybody needs a good orbital sander, but then next to a good orbital sander, you definitely need one of these little finish sanders. And we're not talking one of these little things. This is a whole nother level of sander. That's why you got your big box stores that sell $50 sanders, and then you got the big name brands that are $500-$700. This is right there in the middle. This is the not name brand version of the $500-$700 high-end type sanders. I have had this exact sander in my wish list for over a year now. I had a company contact me called Garvee. Never heard of them. And it was like, we got a bunch of products. They sent a whole list and all kinds of stuff, not just tools, and wanted to know if they could send me some stuff out. No strings attached. Just want to, get a brand introduction. And they sent out a little sheet out that said brand introduction, how they've been in business for 30 years. And, I'm going to pull right up here on the sheet here. It says, by leveraging its reputation and proximity with suppliers, Garvee keeps standards high and prices low and deliver a genuine value. Well, I don't think that's marketing hype, because this one here with this exact part number that I've had in my wish list for over a year was $200. And, if it was down to maybe $150, I couldn't bring myself to spend the $200. Well, now Garvee has got these and they're supplying them, and they're $129. So they've already slashed, was that 35% off of what this thing's been selling for the last year. And on top of that, they give me a coupon code because they've got all kinds of products that they sell, not just power tools. They got furniture and different things. And so I'm going to put some coupon codes down in the bottom. If you want to check some of that stuff out, hey, save you some money, because I'm all about saving money. And if you buy some of that stuff and it's good, let me know, let everybody else know. But as far as the sander, I definitely think that this is a no-brainer. Now, the only negative things that I have seen about this sander was guys are complaining because they can't run to Home Depot and pick up the sanding mats. Well, that's because the box stores don't sell this is a professional grade sander, and they don't sell them. You know, the only people that sell these that I've seen are your companies like Festool, Merca, Surface Prep. You know, they're the ones that sell a 3x5, but, you know, everybody loves Cubitron. Cubitron has this that comes at like 10 meters, and it's sectioned off, where you just rip it off, and it fits perfectly, you know, on there. Sanding mesh, you know, they send you a whole bunch of the sanding paper. I never use the sanding paper that come with any sander. Cubitron is my favorite, and they do make the Cubitron that fits this exactly. Now, this is a 3-inch sander, so don't get the 2 3/4 because there's a lot of 2 3/4 out there. I'll also put a link for the Cubitron. As you hook up that Cubitron with this sander here, and man, it is just night and day. You will not regret it. So if you have any comments, suggestions, leave them down in the description box. I'll read every one of them. I thank you all for joining me today. I can't wait to see you next time. So be sure and hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you like it, hit the thumbs up. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. Just let me know so I know, you know, if you like this kind of stuff. Until then, I'm going to see you on the next one.